Thank you for joining our Vivitek Novo Connect webinar. We will introduce you to our NovoEnterprise wireless presentation and collaboration solution, a connect, work, and share essential for your evolving meeting spaces. Our NovoEnterprise is optimized for small business and corporate meeting spaces, anywhere you have a display that is intended for team collaboration. With cross-platform support, you can connect virtually any mobile device to your display, making your technology connection process seamless. Both Apple Airplay and Android Google Cast are fully supported for full screen sharing, and our intuitive on-screen controls allow you to manage multiple participants with ease. The NovoEnterprise also has a dedicated HDMI input for your must-have room devices. It also includes a free centralized device remote manager, user software, and device firmware upgrades with the hardware purchase. As technology has evolved, so has our meeting environments. The desire for team collaboration has increased, and so has the adoption of multiple user devices. We no longer have to fumble through cable adapters before or during a meeting. Instead, our meeting room, boardroom, and huddle spaces can be enhanced with wireless multi-device support. Incorporating a NovoEnterprise to any of these spaces allows you to connect, work, and share your ideas with ease. Our key features on our NovoEnterprise platform include true cross-platform support, Airplay and Google Cast mirroring, dynamic screen layout supporting up to 4 devices on screen simultaneously, intuitive on-screen user controls, a dedicated HDMI input, and centralized device management. Airplay is not only supported on your iPhones and iPads, but also on your Mac for full desktop mirroring. The same for Google Cast, both mobile and desktop. Our featured highlights for this webinar will include a demonstration of our dynamic screen layout, intuitive on-screen controls, and versatile HDMI input. Some of you may already know of our popular Novo Pro product. These featured highlights are some of the key differentiators between the Novo Pro and NovoEnterprise. The basic operation of our desktop streamer app is exactly the same. For our first feature, the NovoEnterprise dynamic screen layout allows you to connect up to 4 devices simultaneously on the screen. The screen layout will dynamically change from full screen, side by side, 3-up, and quad view based on how many sources you select to be displayed. With this feature, your Windows PC, iPhone, and Android user device can all be on screen simultaneously, enabling a true seamless co-op sharing experience. Here's an example of it in action. We start with our main presenter, Kevin, already in full screen mode. In the lower portion of the screen is the participants list. Tina just joined the meeting session, and her icon appears, as does Sam and Mandy's. Adding Tina to the on-screen presentation is simply done by clicking on her name and adding her to the presentation. Now both Kevin and Tina are on screen side by side. Adding Sam's Android device is done the same way. And adding Mandy's iPhone brings up the quad screen display. Withdrawing a user is done the same way from their name tab. Bringing all device types together. Here is an example of merging multiple platforms together on the same display. Kevin has connected his Windows PC to the meeting. My Airplay device is added with full screen mirroring. Please note that this Apple device is connected via Airplay. My first Google Cast device is added third. In this example, I'm adding a Chrome tablet. And for my second Google Cast device, we are using an Android tablet, showing you multiple platforms simultaneously on screen. Let's say you needed more than one Airplay device on screen. Here's our example of two side by side with full screen Airplay mirroring. The first device being an iPhone and the second device being an iPad, both connected via Airplay. The iOS version at time of testing is version 11.0, which brings us to a close for our first featured highlight. For our second highlighted feature, we will demonstrate our intuitive on-screen control operations, including our screen annotation, projection control to add, remove, and withdraw a meeting participant, sharing displayed content with your session attendees via screen snapshot, and session controls to lock, terminate, and display the connection info. Here's an overview video of the functions in action. This expandable menu button reveals a toolbar. You can toggle the on-screen display modes from here. In it, you'll find a pen tool, a highlighter, a remote mouse enabler, your participant controls, which is how you bring up the on-screen participant list, your Novo screenshot, your eraser tool, trash, and annotation back and forward button. Here's an example of the pen tool. And yes, you can change the pen size. And also the highlighter tool. The Controls Show Hide button will prompt the session controls where I can add or remove a participant's content. Let's say you want to annotate over your content. If you wanted to share your annotation notes to your meeting members, just press the center snapshot button and select Snapshot to All. Each connected participant will receive the file on their device. As for your session controls, they're located here. You can lock the session, terminate, or show the session info if you had someone come in after the meeting already started. Clicking on the button will toggle the show and hide of the connection info. Let's say Sam just joined the meeting. I could choose to have his content put up on screen, side by side with mine. And if for some reason I wanted to terminate all connected users, just click on Terminate Session. That brings us to our close of our second highlighted feature. Our versatile HDMI input is our third highlighted feature. It allows you to add a hardware source to your dynamic layout. For instance, a wired computer could be added to the presentation at any time, a handy backup for accepting that last-minute guest computer. Or the input could be a high-resolution document camera, or any other live HDMI video source. In our final demonstration video, we will go over the HDMI operation. Once an HDMI source is plugged in and detected, the HDMI in icon will appear in the session control window. You can add it like any other participant to the presentation. Here is a side-by-side view of a Windows PC and a live HDMI video source. Full screen video is also supported. Another common input would be a high-resolution document camera. Overall, in your education and corporate environments, bringing in that last-minute HDMI source is simple and does not require an input change on the display itself, a true time saver and collaboration improvement. Which brings us to a close for our third highlighted feature. Now that you've seen the device capabilities, let's review our hardware specifications. The NovoEnterprise supports up to 1080p resolution and has a dedicated HDMI input. Integrators now have the option of powering the device via PoE and utilizing a dedicated audio output for externally amplified systems. The device also comes equipped with 8 GB of internal storage that can be expanded via a micro SD card. Our software components can be found online. Desktop Streamer is our Windows, Mac, and Chromebook client application, and Nova Presenter app is available for our Android and iOS mobile devices. The software can be found on our website or the appropriate mobile device app store. Please note we have no surprise license fees to deal with. The client software and upgrades are included in the one-time hardware purchase. We also have volume deployment tools available upon request. For more information, please visit our online resource page at www.vivitekusa.com. Our support documents and software files are readily available for your use. Also available is our online tutorial library on our Vivitek USA YouTube page. Please make sure to follow for more product updates. This brings us to a close for our webinar today. Thank you for joining.